Welcome to Sit, Stay, Read, the podcast for every wag, whinny, and whisker. I'm Kathleen Donnelly, award-winning author and retired canine handler. Each week, I chat with novelists about the bond we share with our furry friends and how they inspire stories. Grab a coffee, get cozy with your favorite pet. It's time to sit, stay, read. Well, today I am excited to welcome a good friend to the show, Jeff Circle. In the writing world, you might know him for the Dossier blog and podcast. But Jeff's a fascinating individual who worked in Army intelligence, federal background investigator, and a police officer. I've always wanted to ask him about his work in person, but I've always been worried he'll say, I'll tell you, and then I have to kill you. So now that we're on Zoom, today we're going to talk about some of that. But first, we're going to talk about his anthology, Myopic Duplicity. Fantastic anthology. Jeff, thanks for coming on this show.
Oh, Kathleen, thanks for having me. Yeah, I love that you introduced me as a friend because we have such a good time whenever we're together, whether it's in Denver or wherever. So it's so great to be on your show, which is actually really cool. I love your theme, and at some point, hopefully, one of my dogs will join us here along the way somewhere.
We'll make sure they have a cameo, and Boomer is asleep right now, but if a bird flies by, he might also join us. We'll see. Yeah. Might just see a black lab flying through the screen.
Nice.
So I love this anthology. It just even just the foreword grabbed me, written by Eli Craner. I mean, that was amazing.
Eli was unbelievable. Like he sent me the copy and I looked at it and I was doing something. It was on a Saturday or something, but then he sent the audio, and anyone who's ever seen or heard Eli knows that he's just got a great narrator voice, and he killed it. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, he'll drive off the road. So folks, if you're driving, settle down.
Yeah, be careful, everyone. This is an amazing audiobook. I highly recommend you get it. But I was telling Jeff before we started that I had a problem where I was listening to it and then I forgot where I was heading. And I was like, I'm going to get pulled over for, inattentive driving, whatever. I don't know. You're the police officer. You know what I would get pulled over for.
We'll always find a reason to pull you over, Kathleen.
I knew it. I knew it.
She looks suspicious. And then you're wearing my sweatshirt here. Those of you who are watching the video, allegedly. Allegedly. That's all you got to say.
Allegedly. I want one of those. I need to get one of those. Thank you. Well, this anthology, tell us about the title, sort of the background behind it, the inspiration. It was just so good.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for giving me a chance to explain this, because Myopic Duplicity is the name of the anthology, and the subtitle is Do the Ends Ever Justify the Means? And the reason that I named it Myopic Duplicity, or the reason I asked for it to be named that, was because that's one of my favorite terms in life. In my line of work, past and present, I just run across so many people who are myopic and they're duplicitous. And they just drive me crazy. So that it kind of speaks for itself. But I remember the first time I ran across the word myopic, and I'm like, what's that? And then it quickly became a part of my daily lexicon, because it's that selective perception that some of us have, where we never see a blue Camaro or Trans Am, and then all of a sudden we see them all the time. Oh, I didn't know there's a Raising Cane's Chicken Shack, or then all of a sudden you see them all the time. So all of a sudden now I start to see all this myopic duplicity everywhere. And so I came up with the idea that way because it's one of my favorite things. And then another one of my favorite things about stories is how good writers can make the antagonist, or the bad person in the story, look good and be sympathetic. It's like, wait a minute, how about you walk a mile in that person's shoes and you might understand why they did what they did. And so when I got the writers for this, I said, hey, I need you to create a character that is, they're a good person basically, but they're going to do something really bad. But I want you to make me forgive them and see why they did that. And so, do the ends ever justify the means? I mean, that's a lifelong phrase that we all have heard. But in this anthology, every story should leave you asking that question. Oh, wow, what would I do? And do those ends justify the means, like what they did? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get into a situation and really wonder what would I really do? Like what would I do?
It's
I don't
easy to
know.
talk. It's easy to talk a good talk, but then yeah, then
Yeah.
they're like, wait, what?
Yeah, when something's happening. Yeah, and I loved what Eli said in his opening. I'm just going to read it here.
Yes.
He said at the very end, there's a good chance you'll recognize the heroes and the villains in the following stories. Read long enough, deep enough, and you might just find yourself. And I was really fast. I mean, I that just kept, I was like, what does that mean? And so I'm curious for you, especially with your former career in law enforcement and everything you did, what that means to you. Like, did you ever arrest someone that you're like, I totally get why you did this, but you're still in
Absolutely.
handcuffs?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are those laws or rules that are on the books that you just have to enforce. And as a police officer, I'll use that as an example. We had a lot of discretion on arrest. So if I found
Okay.
Kathleen and she was acting up or she was driving a little crazy because she was listening to the audiobook, wasn't paying attention, you know, there's a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
discretion there. I could give you a warning. I could give you a ticket. I could haul you into jail. And so we had
Okay.
that wide band. And a lot of it came down to how cooperative and friendly you were. The thing that we didn't have discretion on were two things: DUI and
Okay.
domestic violence, any kind of
Makes
domestic abuse.
sense.
That was automatic. Someone tonight is going to jail. And so that
Yeah.
happened. But
Okay.
when it comes down to that, uh, life getting its hooks into you and you wonder, boy, what would I do? Or how much sympathy do I have for these people? Absolutely. I didn't have a lot of sympathy for people when I was in the army, obviously. That's a whole,
Right.
friendly enemy thing. And wait a minute,
Right.
you're trying to, plant a bomb and kill us here. So no. But
Yeah, yeah.
as a cop and as a federal investigator, I asked a lot of questions of a lot of people who were involved in doing a lot of things through a long
Okay.
period of time. And you kind of got to weigh well, you did this when you were 18 and 19 and 20, and then you're all fine,
Yeah.
but then you had a slip up. So it's a lot of weighing. It's the scales of justice, and do the ends justify the means?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, it's so
Do the
fascinating.
means justify the ends? My bad, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, we knew what you meant.
Yeah, darn.
We knew what you meant. But it was also interesting because Eli starts out his forward. I was like, wait a minute, I thought this was a forward, not a story, but with a friend saying, I hope I never cheat on my wife. And I was like, I almost drove off the road there. Like, what is he, like, what
The
is this?
first the first things out of Eli's mouth are, I hope I never cheat on my wife. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, where is this going? Oh
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
And knowing Eli and having met his wife, I mean, they're just a wonderful couple, and they've got some couple kids together, and they're just so great. And to hear Eli start off like that, it's just like, whoa, I'm in for something with this
Yeah.
myopic duplicity. So I can't thank him
Yeah.
enough for doing that forward for us.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And it led right into the story we're going to focus on today called They
Oh,
Eat Their Own. And I'm hoping I'm saying
yes.
the author's last name right, Victor Dionda. Am I saying that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all
Victor
right.
Deonda, big shout out to him.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, seriously, Victor, he's the reason I was telling you earlier. I was like, where am I driving? Because this story was so intense and so
You
good. Good
you
intense.
don't know where it's going to go, as all these characters who
No.
are a little sketchy and a little weird. But
Yeah.
and I don't want to jump on you here, but folks, this story has to do with like a private zoo, and you see
Yeah.
them in weird places. Or you'll drive by a sign and on the side of the road, and it'll be like, zoo or wildlife,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where he put the setting for this. So, for all you sit, stay, and read fans of Kathleen Donnelly, this story has a great animal element. Oh my goodness. And
It
just
does.
a sweet story too. But then there's an edgy side.
There is an edgy side, and I love he used different animal characters, like you say, a zoo. You have lions, you have tigers. Actually, we have an animal sanctuary out in Keensburg,
Yes.
Colorado, that
Hmm.
has black bears and lions. And I was thinking of that place during this story. I thought, this
Me
could be
too.
happening here.
Outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, there was a big cat where they brought in cats from all over the country, and they're amazing. They even had a white Bengal tiger. It was really
Wow.
rare. And
Wow.
I was thinking of the same thing. I was like, oh, I can picture it so well now. Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, it was really fascinating. I mean, the cats really grabbed me. He also had, let's see, he had llamas. I'm trying to remember what else. He had a lot of fascinating animals.
A lot of noises. Yeah. As you're
Yeah,
reading this or listening to it, you can just hear in your head all these, little chimpanzee noises and all the
yeah,
large cats and stuff. So yeah, he did a
yeah.
really good job on that, painting that
He
picture.
did. He did. Do you know, has he ever worked at one of these sanctuaries or zoos
I
or
don't know. Oh, that's a good question. I've got to
yeah.
ask him that. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to find out and we'll do a sit stay read update when we find out.
Excellent. It's like 5 minutes.
That sounds good. Well, the narrators too for this audiobook. I keep saying how great it was, but how did you find the narrators? Because and your
Oh,
last Dossier newsletter introduced us to them all. And I was like, wow, big thumbs up
yeah.
to them.
Well,
Awesome.
thanks for reading the newsletter. You're the one. It's good to finally meet you. Um,
That would be
no,
me. You
that's
can
Kathleen.
pay me later, Jeff. You can pay me later.
She was Kathleen went out to the writersdossier.com and signed up.
I did.
So I was really fortunate here because I was asked by an audiobook company to do the
Okay.
anthology. So they had me
Oh,
come up with the 16 writers. Many of them I already knew and had interviewed through the
okay.
Dossier website. And then we recruited a few others to contribute. And
Nice.
I did the editing of the words. And then
Wow.
Chris Shula at Leonardo Audio, who produced this and published this, they came up with who am I going to put on each story? And
Okay.
Chris had everything to do with that, and his wonderful staff there. They came up with the cover art for the book, and they did all the narration. And we
Okay.
were really fortunate to get an amazing list of narrators because doing this on a shoestring budget. I mean, audiobook narration when it's done at a really high level like this is it's not inexpensive.
Yeah.
And Hillary Huber is a top tier narrator, and she narrated Mindy Carlson's
Okay.
AITA story, the second story in the
Okay.
anthology. And we have Hollywood actors, and so Chris did all of that, and he did a wonderful job with it. And he actually even narrates some himself. He narrated the first story by uh, Rob Hart, and he did a few others too. So it's a great
Okay.
combination. A lot of thought went into who's going to do what and who's going to do the best thing with each story, and it came out wonderfully.
It really did. I mean, when I first was listening to it, I thought, wow, did the authors narrate their own? But then I got your newsletter and I was your single reader and I learned about that. And it's so awesome that you're able to do that. Was this your brainchild to do this anthology? Did this just pop into your head and you're like, I'm going to do this and you put it all together?
I'm not that smart. No. No, no. What happened was Leonardo Audio is building out their publication arm, and they're creating a Nor'easter Publishing, and
Okay,
Chris wanted to start out with some crime thriller anthologies, and he's doing other anthologies. So shout out to leonardoaudio.com. You can
cool.
see all the stuff that they're publishing. But he came to me and asked, "Hey, I need some help editing, and I need someone who's got some really good deep
Very
reach
nice.
into the writer community and can put something together with a really good theme." And I said, "Sure, I'm not doing anything else, Chris." I'd be happy to do this. And and so I did.
Nice.
I really, I mean, I didn't do a lot of heavy-handed editing. That's just not my jam, and that's not my skill set. But we worked with some of the writers on a few things, and they're all wonderful. I mean, whom am I gonna edit? Rob Hart or C.W. Blackwell or Eric Beetner? Eric Beetner's written 30 books. Aaron Flanagan won the Edgar for best first novel for Dear Scene. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't edit. I put it together.
You could have
I
just
said
sent him
thank you.
thank
I
you.
said
I
thank you.
love it. Thank you. You didn't send him giant editorial letters then, huh? And then,
Yeah, scribble,
yeah.
scribble, scribble. red pen. I had to buy a case of red pens for these hacks. Yeah,
I love it.
Ash Clifton, yeah, Anthony
Yeah.
Nominee. I mean,
Yeah.
Libby Cudmore. So yeah, no.
Yeah, it's an amazing group of writers, and I
Yeah.
also had it on my Kindle or my iPad. And then after listening to the story you sent me
Yeah.
narrated, I'm getting the audiobook. So,
I'm
and I just
so
won't
I'm
listen
s-
to it driving.
yes, thank you. We need you in one piece because you have your
Yeah.
own stuff coming out really soon. So that
Yeah,
there's
I
that.
do. Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
there is that. Thank you. Yeah. So tell us about your dossier blog and now podcast. Oh, it's
So
exciting.
yeah, sure. No, thanks. The Writer's Dossier was a thing I started about 3 years ago, and it's an interview platform that I did. I wanted to get people a chance to get their information out there and just explain to people, hey, I found something that's really cool. I found this book that's really cool, this story, this writer. And so I contacted some of these writers and I just said, hey,
Oh,
help
cool.
me out. How about you answer 5 silly questions and I'll put it up on my website. And that's how the writersdossier.com got started. And I got a hats off to T.R. Hendricks, who wrote The Instructor, and I.S. Berry, who wrote The Peacock and the Sparrow, because they were some of the first two people
Oh,
who
very
just really
cool.
killed it for me. And I launched it with like 8 writers.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of started building the website out from there. We added agents, editors, publicists,
Nice.
audiobook narrators, all kinds of different people, because there are a lot of writers out there who are early on in
Yes.
their career. They need some help. They want to find out what acquisition editors are looking for, or how do they approach editing and things like that. So all that's
Yeah.
on the writersdossier.com. And it was just kind of natural to build that into a podcast. But the way I decided to set myself apart and be different from everyone else and try to be as good as you on your show was I'm like, how can I just decided to be funny and goofy. And I thought if people found out just how cool Wes Brown is, or just how cool you are.
Thanks.
Read the dossier, or
Yeah.
and we've got 180 dossiers on the website. People
Wow.
can flip through and hey, I want to find out what Brad Thor said, or Mark Greaney, or those guys. There's a
Yeah.
lot of big thriller writers. Or I want to go after debut people. I want some Claire Eisenthal, what's she doing? Things like that.
So
So
cool.
they're all out there, but I wanted to have a podcast that's just fun, and I wanted to make it short so that people had time to listen to it in the car without driving off the road.
Yeah. 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 Our podcast, our goal is to keep everyone on the road, not do too. Unlike your book. Unlike your book. What are you personally writing? I mean, I want to know when I can read your book.
I do too. I do too. Paging all those agents who have contacted me lately. I've got a lot of interest right now, and some I'm waiting on hearing back. But yeah, I get a lot
Okay.
of. That's a great pitch for a book. Send it to me, and then then it's like, well, no one's buying espionage military thrillers, and I'm like, well, that's not really what the book is, but okay. Anyway, so I, s- when I was in Afghanistan, most people when they're in Afghanistan in the capacity that I was in, it was work out, eat, and sleep. Those are the four things. Well, I added writing to that. So I started writing this story, and I thought, what if? And all great stories should start off with a what if.
What if? What if?
Well,
Yes.
so what if there was a shadow CIA? What if John Kennedy, President Kennedy, decided that he had enough of the CIA and created his own,
Yeah.
and somehow, even though he got assassinated, that lived on as a shadow CIA. And I thought it was really cool because I'm working overseas in intelligence, and I thought, CIA's back home, they're doing their thing, or they're over here because I was overseas and I was
Yeah.
doing their thing. It's like, what if there's someone working kind of not really against them, but anyways, so I'm like, I think I want to do that. So I created some stories, and it's called Silo, Special Intelligence, Logistics, and Operations. It's
Okay.
everything you need to have to run your own CIA. And I have this character, Alex Watson, gets involved in a lot of crazy things, and I've actually written 3 different books in this
Oh,
series.
wow.
Still waiting to get one of them published, but it has to do more with uh, not well, it has to do more with not just espionage and military and tactics.
Yeah.
That's not it. It's about the person. It's a character-driven story about this female who was a former LAPD officer,
Mm.
ends up working for the government in a contractor position, which there are, thousands of people out there like that. And she starts seeing a lot of dumb things going on in the government, which surprise, what? Weird things going on in the
I can't
government.
believe that. No way.
Through that process, she gets linked up with this shadow CIA organization called Silo. And then it's off to the races. All kinds of really cool stories involving the NSA and polygraphs
Oh, cool.
and data, all kinds of stuff. So I'm writing that, but that's just kind of like out there in the ether. The thing I'm really working on right now, we're halfway through. I'm co-writing a novel with Jerome Preisler, New York
Oh,
Times
cool.
bestselling author who wrote with Tom
Yeah.
Clancy in the Net Force series. And he and I
Yeah.
have a story. It's funny thing, Kathleen. We were at dinner at Thriller Fest a few years ago. I'm
Okay.
at this big steak dinner. It's this 8 top table, all these writers around the table, and I'm being a dork. I threw out an idea for a story.
I
Like, oh,
love
I
it.
can do this. I'm a writer too. And he kind of stopped everybody. He said, "That's a really good idea for a story." And I said, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." Like, tell me more. And so he went on. And he's like, "Well, I've been thinking about this thing." I'm like, "Well, gee, Jerome, if you like it so much, why don't you just write it with me? We can do this together."
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could hear a pin drop. And I'm like, "That's right. I just did that." And all the other writers are like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Well, let's talk next week." And so we're 40,000 words into the story, and it really
Nice.
has a lot of moving parts, but basically it has to do with the soft white underbelly of America. And what I mean
Okay.
by that is I'm kind of stealing the title from a YouTube series of interviews that this organization did of interviewing people throughout America who are just kind of like lost citizens. Either
Okay.
they ran away from home and now what are they doing across the country? Who knows what? Or people who got caught up in the drug life or
Yeah.
in the sex working trade. So all these lost people, what happens to them?
Yeah.
That's one side of the story. The other side of the story is there's a girl. She's dirt poor. She's from North Carolina, one of the poorest counties in North Carolina. She wins one of those big Powerball drawings. So all of a sudden, out of
Ooh,
nowhere,
okay.
shh, think about this. If you're out there listening,
Yeah.
have you ever? Who hasn't thought, what would I do if I won the lottery? Well, that's a great idea because people can just sit around
Yeah.
and think all day. What would I buy? How many horses? How much land? How many how many ranch hands am I gonna
Yeah.
buy with all this stuff? And so she wins the lottery, but someone comes in, swoops in, and says, "Hey, don't blow it." 62% of people who win a major lottery within three
Heard that.
years are either dead or broke. Don't be that person. So it gets her attention. So she ends up going in with this organization, and the working title is Billionaire Camp. It's like there's this organization that says, "Hey, come help. We'll help you. We'll teach you how to be a billionaire, not lose your money,
Oh,
invest it
interesting.
wisely." And so she flies out to this place, and that's where she eventually runs into the soft white underbelly of America.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
guess what? The spoiler alert, surprise, billionaire camp's not a good place to be. So
No. It doesn't sound like a good place.
no.
As soon as
So
you said it,
there
I was like,
no there
mm-mm.
there are horses involved in
Cool.
this story, and and a dog. Of course, she has a dog,
Of course.
but a lot of cool things in this story that we're working on. And as soon as we get it finished, we're gonna sell it next year, and we're gonna throw it up on Amazon Prime or Netflix or something. This could be a blockbuster.
Oh, definitely. And I'll have to have you both on the show. So
Yes,
you can come
yes.
on before you get so famous that you don't even know, who your
Rem-
one
re-
newsletter reader is anymore.
You're the one. Who knows? I might get two out there. Nice tie
Yeah.
back.
Thanks, thanks. Because we are both animal lovers, and
Yeah,
in fact, you have Dobby with you right now.
I
Can we
do. Hey,
introduce
buddy, come here.
Dobby? Can
Come
we
here, buddy.
introduce? Come
Come here.
on,
Hop up. Come on, hop
Dobby.
up. There we go. So
All right.
this guy here, um,
I love Dobby. Oh my goodness,
ah,
he's so
hi,
sweet.
buddy. No, thank you.
So if you guys are
Um,
listening, go to YouTube so you can see Dobby because he's the best.
yes. Actually, so this little guy here, we call him the Copper Goblin, because we
Oh
we got him right
goodness.
around Halloween. He's a pit bull. He's this little 45, 50 pound pit bull.
Oh,
And he was a three-time loser at the we call it LC4, the Lucas County Canine Control. Um he
oh.
he got adopted out, and then he ended up back, a couple weeks later, and he got adopted out again. And anyways, when we walked in, if anyone who's been to a shelter, when you walk in that door, um you
Oh,
just hear
so sweet.
all the dogs wake up, right? And everyone
Yeah.
starts barking, and they get all excited in their kennels and everything. He was the only one, Kathleen, who just laid there and looked at us. He
Oh,
just given up. And he's like, you
oh.
guys aren't going to take me home. And so thanks, buddy. Uh,
So
and so we were
sweet.
immediately drawn to him. And
Yeah.
so there we were, and we got him, and he was just a hot little mess. And we had a boxer at home, and they didn't get along for like the first few days. But my advice to everyone out there is this: there's a time matrix of 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months. I think the
Yeah.
way it goes, those first 3 days are so tough, and you're probably going to need a lot of patience. And it takes those 3 days for them to know that they're safe, and then it takes 3 weeks for them to actually become
Yeah.
comfortable, and then it takes 3 months before they know it's their home. And those
Wow.
first 3 days were really tough because he had a little bit of food aggression, and we dropped something on the floor, and everybody went at it at the same time. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I've been nipped a few times, just um in just little scrapes and things, but he is just the most adorable little guy. And
I
uh,
love him.
the boxer passed away, and then we got another one
Oh.
from a horse farm, some adoption. Uh, a place had picked him up out of a high kill shelter, and she was just walking around the farm, and I'm like, yeah, that's the one. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's
lot
awesome.
lot
Rescues are
lot of stuff
amazing.
here. Yes, and if
Yeah.
anyone wants a cat, I'm in Northwest Ohio. We took in a cat about 7 years ago. Can't find a home for Pie Hole. Pie Hole needs a home.
I love that name, Pie Hole. And you have two horses as well. So you and your wife.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. I know you've seen pictures of him, and yeah,
Yeah.
Zeus is 31, and he's doing
Wow.
fantastic.
That's great.
And yeah, Callie, I think Callie's like 18 now, and just
Okay.
got over laminitis, and everything's fine.
Oh, good.
She's doing great. Yeah, we had her at a place where things weren't going so well after a while. We didn't realize it. After we left, I just started calling the place Founders Ranch, because I think they had
Mm.
like three horses founder. It's like, come on, people, take care of your
Yeah.
horses. So
Yeah.
no, it's always something going on. Every weekend we're out,
Yeah.
getting feed or doing something. And it gives you a real sense of life, and what's important in
Yeah.
life, and what lasts, and how to deal with you know the tough things in life,
Yeah.
loss,
Yeah.
things like that. And it teaches you love. Like, you saw how much Gabi is like putting his head on my
Yes.
shoulder. I mean, there's love there,
Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a treat just now. He just wants that affection.
Oh,
So
no. That's
I
awesome.
that's some of the things I love about your show, and I'm so glad that
Oh, thank you.
you're taking the angle that you are with the dogs and your sweatshirt. I love your sweatshirt. Yeah,
Oh,
mine's
thanks. The paw
mine's
print.
cool, but yours is, yeah, that's awesome. So
Thank you. Thanks. Well, the animals are amazing, and you have some pictures on your website, and people should go
I
to
do.
your about page because you have the best about page, and they can see your horses and they can see animal pictures. But now I have to put you on the hot seat, Jeff. I
Oh
gotta
boy. All
ask.
right.
I gotta
I'm on the hot
ask
seat.
because your career really fascinated me, starting with you joined the army to supplement your pizza budget. Did that work out for you?
The
Hmm.
no.
No.
Army
Okay.
didn't pay a whole lot. We got paid once a
Ah,
month. I remember looking back at my leave and earnings statement, and the net pay at the bottom was like $600 for the month back when I
oh my
signed up.
gosh.
that didn't get a lot of pizza, but
No.
but food was included in the army, so I did have all the
Okay.
food I wanted. And for a
Okay.
while, they served so much veal. We used to say,
Oh my
if it's not
gosh.
veal, it's not a meal.
Yeah,
And so
that's so funny. I love it. And
kind
you
of
worked in
sad.
intelligence work. So
I
what
signed
does
up
that
for
mean?
intelligence.
Oh, you
What that
signed
mean?
up.
I did. I signed up for intelligence. What it means is I was tricked by my recruiter. That
I
slick
thought.
little yes. So
Yeah.
we're in the recruiting station. I just seen the movie Top Gun. Okay. All right. So
Okay.
let's just start
Yes.
there.
Okay.
Well, so the Navy kicked me out of their recruiting office because I walked in saying I want to be a pilot, and they say, "No way, kid." So I went to the Army next door, and there was a picture of this recruiter, and behind his desk, it was him in the cockpit of an Apache helicopter, an attack
Oh,
helicopter. I'm
nice.
like, that's really
Nice.
cool. I want to do that. He's like, yeah, we don't have that. I'm like, well, what do you have? So he started going through this list. Kathleen, so he's such clipboard. He's flipping through the sheets one by one, and okay, you can be a truck driver, yeah, you can be a cook, you can do all these great things. You can be going to infantry, army, and he gets to this one and he stops, and it's all dramatic, and I'm like, I'm hanging on every word. He just looks at it and he ponders the sheet and he looks at me with the one eye and he's like, well, there's this one thing on here, but I really don't know much about it. It says intelligence analyst. And he leans over and he goes, hey, Bill, do you know anything about this 96 Bravo thing? And I'm like, what is that? And he's like, well, it's intelligence. I'm like, I'll do that. So I signed up and I'm like, what is it? What does it do? I kid you not. And these are his exact words. I said, what is that? And he said, I don't know. That's some kind of James Bond shit.
I love it.
So I
Sold
was
you right
in.
there.
I signed up. So the kind of intelligence I signed up for was go out and go out and play army in the woods and go find the bad guys and count them.
Okay.
So that
So
was part of it.
one, two.
But no,
Okay. Okay.
my first assignment was in Korea. We studied Soviet era order of battle and
Wow.
tactics and personnel. We had a safe. I'd go through this safe and oh, there's a North Korean general we should know about. No, and here's this North Korean's attack vector and all this kind of stuff. But from there, I went into counterintelligence, which is a little different. And
Okay.
our specialty was detection, deception. I'm sorry, yeah, deception detection. It's hard to say.
Okay.
Let me get one of these bottles of wine over here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, go for it.
yeah, so deception detection just has to do with finding out whether or not someone's telling the truth. And so when I did that in Afghanistan, we used a lot of different electronic devices, like a polygraph, basically.
Okay.
I was trained by the polygraph school,
So
the
cool.
National Center for Credibility Assessment in South Carolina, and yeah, so asking bad guys
That's
tough
awesome.
questions. That was a lot of fun.
I thought you should bring next writers conference a polygraph machine and we should just sit at the bar and just
Oh,
go for
Kathleen,
it.
you have no idea how much fun. That
I
sounds
would
like a
love
lot of
that.
fun. That sounds
I
like
would
a
love
lot of
that.
fun, but it gets uncomfortable really fast.
I'm sure it does.
You ask the
I'm-
wrong question, and all of a sudden the emergency brake gets pulled, and you hear, "Ah, I'm done with this." And it's like, drop it. I'm out. I'm out.
I love it. I just would love to sit back and watch that. So,
Yeah, yeah, we
yeah,
did a lot of that. We did a lot of that in the training
that's so
period
interesting.
that we had. But the thing about it is that, and here's the trick behind a polygraph. Well, I'll give you two things. One, everything you see on TV or in the movies is done wrong. Okay, now
Okay,
I
there's a
understand a little,
shocker.
yeah, I understand there's a little creative license there for the purpose of
Yeah.
moving the story along. I get that. But two, the real gold that's mined in a polygraph examination is well before you attach any of the devices that monitor your
Okay.
physiology. Yeah, your physiology.
Interesting.
It's all done in the pre-interview. And
Okay.
the fantastic legendary polygraph examiners like Joe Navarro from
Interesting.
the FBI and people like that get confessions even before, you put the
Really?
EDAs on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably, if you threw a polygraph on, just be like, okay, I did it. I did it. Never mind. Don't shock me. No, I don't know.
Shock me. You know, it only takes 2 cups of water to waterboard you, Kathleen. That's what I heard.
That's what you've heard. That's what you've heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna finish the interview like
Allegedly.
this.
That's right.
Allegedly. Here we
Allegedly.
go. Allegedly. What they told me. I read it in a book. I read it in a Jack Carr book. That's what it was.
There you go. There you go. I love it. Oh my gosh, Jeff, I could interview you for hours, but unfortunately we should probably start wrapping up. Where can readers find Myopic Duplicity and your dossier? Give us
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
details.
Myopic Duplicity, the easiest place to get it is Amazon because you can get the Kindle version there, or you can order the Audible audiobook on Amazon. There are links from leonardoaudio.com. There are links from the writersdossier.com, but Amazon, it's on Amazon. So go there,
Cool.
get Myopic Duplicity. It's a blast.
Awesome.
Secondly, my website is either jeffcircle.com or thewritersdossier.com. It'll take you right to all the dossiers. You can just scroll down and see everything that's going on. There's
Nice.
another page for podcasts. There's a page for just dossiers. There's a page for all kinds of really interesting. The about stuff is fun. So, and there will also
about
be
page is great.
there'll also be a link to this episode on there as well.
Oh, well, thank you. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
I do
Well,
that with
thank you
everybody.
Oh, well, cool. And here I just thought it was because I was the one reader.
But yours is going to be on the top. You're going to be on top.
Okay.
Everybody else.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and just sharing so much about your anthology. It's fantastic, everyone. Make sure you get it.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just awesome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. And Kathleen, congratulations on your book deals recently. People
Thank
follow
you.
along what you're doing on social media and the whole Colorado Canine series. Folks, who doesn't love dogs? Come on. And
Exactly.
You do a great job. So definitely, Kathleen, is it KathleenDonnelly.com?
It is KathleenDonnelly.com. Thank you, Jeff,
There
for
you
the
go.
shout out. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on. It was a blast.
Well, thanks for coming. And everyone, until next time, keep your tails wagging and pages turning.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me today. Sit, Stay, Read is a part of the Authors on the Air Global Network. If you enjoyed today's author interview, be sure to leave a review and share the episode with a fellow animal-loving reader. If you're curious about the world of working dogs and wilderness adventures, please check out my books at KathleenDonnelly.com. Until next time, curl up with your best furry friend and sit, stay, read.